Imagine having the power, right now, to transform your greatest challenges into your most significant victories. Stoicism invites us to choose conscious responses over impulsive reactions and asks, when was the last time you reacted in the heat of the moment rather than acting based on your values? This is where Stoicism excels. It guides us to respond to life's challenges with courage, wisdom, and equanimity, cultivating a calm and intentional mind. The Stoics taught that while we cannot control events, we can control our interpretation and response. The emphasis is on focusing on what is within our reach, our rational choices. Reacting impulsively causes much of our stress, regrets, and frustrations. Imagine if you could remain centered and reflective even amidst external chaos. The video presents a toolkit of strategies derived from modern psychology and Stoic philosophy, mindfulness, constructive emotional expression, and maintaining a broad perspective. Resist the instinctive reaction and adopt a rational response. Reacting tends to intensify conflict, while responding thoughtfully aligns with our values and long-term goals. Stoic practical strategies. A. Self-awareness. Identifying our mental states. B. Deliberate pause before responding, e.g., taking a deep breath, counting to 10. C. Reframing. Reinterpreting challenging situations as opportunities for growth. The Stoic principle of focusing on what is within our control is reinforced. Our reactions and judgments. Learning to let go of what we cannot change. Mindfulness practices such as breathing meditation, mindful observation in daily activities, and body scanning strengthen presence, reduce reactivity, and bring us closer to Stoic rationality. To incorporate these teachings, it is important to create daily habits. Reflecting on morning intentions, journaling, recording responses, nightly self-assessment, and constantly reinforcing the choice of response over reaction. This not only reduces stress, but cultivates a life aligned with virtue, purpose, and Stoic resilience. Now that we understand the difference between reacting and responding, we need to take the next step, transforming this knowledge into daily practice. After all, philosophy isn't just meant to be read in old books, but to be lived moment by moment. Ask yourself, how can I apply Stoicism today in my work, with my family, in my conversations? It's in everyday life that our mental discipline is truly tested. Every irritation in traffic, every nasty comment from someone, every unexpected obstacle, all of these are training grounds for your mind. The Stoics spoke of premeditatio malorum, the anticipation of evil. This means mentally preparing for difficulties before they happen. When you anticipate that obstacles may arise, they don't take you by surprise. Instead, you become able to receive them calmly, as something expected, and respond wisely. Another practical exercise is negative visualization. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine losing something you value. It could be a possession, a habit, or even a relationship. This exercise isn't meant to generate sadness, but gratitude. It reminds us that nothing is guaranteed, that everything is fleeting, and therefore we must act with presence and appreciate what we have now. But be careful. Responding doesn't mean being cold or indifferent. The Stoic isn't a stone devoid of emotions. On the contrary, they feel deeply, but they don't let themselves be dominated by these feelings. They use reason as a guide and transform emotional energy into constructive action. Imagine how this impacts your relationships. Instead of arguing in the heat of the moment, you begin to listen attentively, respond with empathy, and seek solutions. This strengthens bonds, inspires trust, and avoids regrets that often arise when we act without thinking. Therefore, the invitation is clear. Make Stoicism a habit, not just a theory. Start small. Practice pausing for a few seconds before responding. Write in your journal what you learned from each challenge, and remind yourself every day that your mind is the only space where you are truly sovereign. If you've made it this far, I want to propose a challenge. Choose a situation today that would normally upset you. It could be in traffic, at home, or at work. When it happens, don't react. Breathe, reflect, and respond consciously. Then, come back here in the comments and share your experience. And if this video helped you reflect, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Together, we will spread more wisdom, calm, and resilience throughout the world. Remember, every situation that arises before you is an opportunity to train your mind. It's not about defeating others, but defeating yourself. As Seneca said, no one is more unhappy than he who has never faced adversity, because he has never had the chance to prove himself. And think with me, how many times in your life have you reacted and later regretted it? A thoughtless word, a thoughtless gesture, a decision made in the heat of the moment. Now, imagine the power you would have if you had instead responded calmly and clearly. How many relationships would be different? How many opportunities would have been missed? This is the true power of Stoicism. Not changing the world around you, but changing the way you relate to it. When you master your responses, you master your life. So, I invite you to practice today. The next time something irritates you, pause, breathe, reflect, choose your response. It seems simple, but it is in that moment that the real training happens. And remember, responding isn't about being passive. It's not about silently accepting everything. Responding is about choosing to act according to your values, not your impulses. It's the difference between being swept along by the current of life or rowing steadily in the direction you decided to go. If you've made it this far, it means you're committed to becoming more conscious, more resilient, and wiser. And that's the first step toward living a life guided not by chance, but by intention. The Stoics said that we suffer not from things themselves, but from how we interpret them. How many times have you wasted hours, or even days, trying to control something that was completely beyond your control? Traffic, other people's opinions, the weather, all of these are beyond your control. But there is one area that no one can take away from you: your mind, your choices, your response. When you accept this distinction between what you can control and what you can't, true freedom is born. Reacting is instantaneous, but responding requires a small space of awareness. It is in this interval that the secret of wisdom lies. Marcus Aurelius called this the space between stimulus and response. Think, how many times could a 5-second pause have completely changed the course of a conversation, a decision, or even a relationship? This small pause is like a key that opens doors to smarter choices. Many people think that living Stoicism means feeling nothing, but this is a mistake. The Stoics didn't deny emotions. They saw them as messengers. Anger, for example, shows that something violates your limits. Fear alerts you to a possible danger. Sadness reveals what you value. The point is not to eliminate emotions, but to learn to listen to them without being enslaved by them. No Stoic believed that virtue was achieved once and for all. It was constant training, like weight training for the soul. Seneca advised, examine yourself every day. He would take stock at night. Where did I react poorly? Where did I respond better? This practice is like a mirror that shows the evolution of our character. We often see conflict as enemies, but for the Stoics, they were training opportunities. Every difficult person, every uncomfortable situation is like a hidden teacher sent to strengthen your patience, courage, and compassion. The next time someone provokes you, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? One of the secrets of Stoicism was to always broaden one's perspective. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself of the brevity of life. When you look at a problem within a larger picture, your entire life, or even the cosmos, it loses some of its weight. Ask yourself, 5 years from now, will this still be important? Often the answer is no. Responding calmly transforms not only you, but also those around you. Imagine a leader who, amidst chaos, maintains serenity. This posture conveys confidence and inspiration. Your children, co-workers, or friends observe your actions more than your words. Each wise response is like a seed that germinates in those around you. Responding doesn't always mean speaking or acting immediately. Sometimes the best response is silence. The Stoics highly value the ability to observe without rushing to intervene. Consider how many arguments could have been avoided if one party had chosen to listen more and speak less. Conscious silence is one of the most powerful responses you can give. We mustn't forget that mind and body are connected. Many impulsive reactions occur because our bodies are in a state of tension. Simple practices, such as breathing deeply, walking, or stretching,